One of the very important role in graphic design is balance. And as graphic designers, one of the things we use to ensure balance is in check is grids. We call them grids, we call them guides. Okay, so in today's tutorial, I want to show you how you can make use of grids, how you can activate your grids, and how you can ensure balance in your graphic design using Adobe Photoshop. All right, so let's get started. Now, if you can see my screen from here, I just opened a new document and there's no grid here now. There's no grid, there's no balance. So if I start dropping my elements, for example, if I start drawing maybe shapes or bringing out different elements, I need, when I have maybe multiple elements, I need to balance this, or I need to be sure what I'm doing is balanced. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is to activate my grids. And then to do that, I'll just head over to view and um, I'm going to see rulers. Okay, rulers. The shortcut key is Control plus R. So by the time I click on rulers, I'm going to have this. Okay, so I'm going to have this. This is before and then this is after. So I now have this. Now, by simply clicking on from any point around this area and dragging down, I'm going to have a grid. Okay, I'm going to have a grid, and then I will also show us how we can use this to balance our elements. Now, I have this now, and then by dragging from this side of my screen like this, I'm going to have this. All right, so I can now arrange my elements something around this to help me ensure balance, or to help me ensure that what I'm doing is in check. And then if you are using the latest version of Photoshop, CC 2020, CC 21, 22, 23, and the likes, you are going to see this feature called snap. All right, so when we get to view again, we're going to see snap. Now my snap is activated. Let me show you what snap will do for you. Now let me deactivate my snap so that we'll know, would compare how snap works. Now there's no snap. Now what snap does is going to magnet my elements here. Let me use that word. It's going to magnet my element, or it's going to catch my element. For example, snap is not activated. Look at now. When I try to bring this close to this guide, it's not catching it, right? But then by the time I activate from view, by the time I activate my snap, and then I bring this close to this, you can see it's like there's a little magnet. There's a little magnet towards the snap, towards the grid rather. Okay, so that is that. Now when we get to view again, in using our guides, you're going to see snap to, that is under snap. I've activated my snap. Under snap, you're going to see snap to grid to guide. Okay, you're going to see snap to grid, snap to layer, snap to slices, and all. You can snap to all of these things at once. Then you can do none. Okay, you can see that some of them are grayed out. Is because we don't have some of those features running here, so that's why some of them are off. Now let's talk about lock guides. Now you can also lock your guides. When you lock your guide, for example, when you are working and then you have already gotten your guides, you can decide to lock your guides. Okay, so that probably when you want to pick an element, it will not be obstructing you. Now I'm trying to move this guide, it's not moving because it's locked. Okay, so let me unlock the guide, and then you can also clear all the guides at once. Command Z. All right, you can clear all the guides at once. Then we can clear canvas guide. You can do new guide. Now the first thing I did was to click and drag this down. Okay, now we have an option here that says new guide. Let me show us what this new guide helps us to do. Now when we click on new guide, we're going to have this option come up. We have horizontal and vertical. Then we have the position here. So what this one helps us to do is to give us certain position or certain precise position when we are setting our guide. For example, this is my vertical, right? Now if I want to place a grid, if I want to divide this my page into two now, and I want to put a grid at the middle, what I'll just simply do is I'll select the vertical point, and then I'm going to type in 50%. All right, and by the time I click on OK, I'm going to have a new, look at this, we have a new grid that is on, like directly at the center. Meanwhile, if I'm to drag this, I may not be able to catch the center points. Let me take this out. I may not be able to catch the exact center points. Do you understand? I may not be able to catch the exact center point. So that is what that one does for us. And maybe you want to, I learned this from one graphic designer when I was many years ago. Okay, so what he does is before he starts designing, he usually places his grids 5% from the edges, something like this, and then he does it precisely. He does not just put them anyhow. So what he does is, let me clear all these grids that we have here, um clear guides. What he does is from view, new guide, and then he does let's say 5%. Now this is my 5%. Now if I want to have this guide at the end of this, I'm going to do 95%. Okay, so new guide 95%. So I have equal spacing from this side. I can also do the same thing horizontally. Okay, new guide. Now horizontal 5%. I'll have something like this. Horizontal 95%. So I have something like this. So what I'll be doing from here is to place all my elements inside this grid. This will help me avoid the edges, such that when it's being printed, I'll not be having issues with my elements running out of the design, right? So that is one of the ways you can use your guides. And then the last one that I wish to talk about here is new guide layout. All right, new guide layout, this is the one we use in creating carousels. I think I'm going to do another video on this particular one to explain how it works. All right, so new guide layout helps us to it works the same way new guide works, but new guide layout helps us create layout of guides that we can use in splitting our works. Majorly we use this one for carousels, Instagram carousels, or when you want to create carousels, right? So I'll be explaining this as a whole new topic in another video, right? So I'm going to end the video here now, and I hope you learned a thing or two from this video, right? So if you found this video helpful, please like this video, drop a comment. If you have any question, drop a question in the comment section, and share this video to your friends who you think this information will be useful to. And then most importantly, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Right, this is Ebi Media, and I'll see you on the next one.